I was listening to Tom just before the break. He got one thing wrong.
God, what?
There wasn't 89 lorries, there was 88. Do you know what the other one was?
No.
It was a bin lorry.
Well,
They
we need...
found...
yeah.
You have to laugh or cry at the absolute farce that has unfolded this morning, right?
Yep.
I've been talking to a truck driver, drinking coffee on a disused airstrip in an airport that's no longer used, and he's drinking lots of coffee. Now, he said there was 88 trucks and a bin lorry, which he saw. They were releasing them in batches of 25, going down to the docks, as Tom said.
That's only three and a half. That's only 3.5 batches.
Yes, and he said it's over already. It was over before you blinked.
And this is a rehearsal for dealing with up to 6,000 trucks being stored and
Well, absolutely. I mean, you know, when you work on an average of 12,000 trucks in and out of Dover and Folkestone every day, you have to work on an assumption of 6,000 are coming in and 6,000 are coming out. But on a more serious note, is the 6,000 trucks coming in, the vast percentage of those trucks will be stopping either at Dover or at Folkestone to clear their customs paperwork, whereas they'll be meeting the very same trucks that will be going out to collect their papers. So you're going to have two hotspots of trucks meeting at two places. Not all of them, because some will clear inland.
Can't they all go? How many can go to Ramsgate and catch the non-existent boats that Seabourn Freighters run? No.
This is the thing about Ramsgate, James.
Go on.
Is
I quite like
Ramsgate has no customs.
No.
So all the trucks would have to go to the two same places where the trucks trying to leave Dover are going. So, and then they'll also be going along the same road. Can't we build some customs in Ramsgate? We've got a couple of months. I'm sure Rees-Mogg is an expert on this. He'll know how to do it. Do you know what? I really wanted to snip him this morning because he made quite a few interesting points. The thing is, when I did my documentary for the BBC, if you probably saw it, when we spoke to a customs agent, he said it takes 5 years to train one customs agent. Now, you know, when you look back in time, 1993, there was 2,750 trucks in and out of Dover. Today, there's 12,000. We had 2,000 customs clearance staff in 93. Today, we have 200. Yeah. Customs agents in 93 was 185. Today, it's 17.
You see, but these are numbers and facts. These are facts. No. But you're not believing enough, Ciaran. We've had this conversation before. You need to believe that there are customs in Ramsgate, and then everything will be fine.
Do you know what I would have said? What I honestly would have said to the government, if you want to do a proper test, because it's all centred around customs, it's very, very important. I mean, at the moment, I've got a friend in Morocco, I don't know if you saw it on Twitter, he's been there for 5 days in the port now.
I was about to ask you, not necessarily specific to that, but what would be a border that somebody like Rees-Mogg could look at to get an accurate idea of what he is doing to our country? Because at the moment what he describes is nonsensical, fanciful and pie in the sky. So if he put his monocle in and had a proper look at something real, what border would most resemble, as things stand, what our border would look like in the event of a no-deal Brexit?
Well, I've been constantly talking about the Switzerland border and maybe even the Norwegian border. I think we're going to be further outside the customs union than what Turkey are. Now, Turkey is in the customs union,
yes,
but it also negotiates its own trade deals, so it has its own regulations. So the border from Turkey into the European Union, the external frontier, which is really important because that's what we're going to become, and the Northern Ireland border will be the external frontier of the European Union.
Yes.
We've talked about it before.
We have.
Especially on foods, and you have different regulations, the European Union would want to say, oh, what you imported from that country, you've got a trade deal with, we want to inspect it.
Yeah,
you can't do it, and you never will. And with Theresa May's deal, in December 2020, it will come to fruition that it will not work.
So to use language that Jacob Rees-Mogg would understand, if I had a lorry full of grouse and I was trying to get it across that border from Turkey into the European Union, what would happen to my lorry load of grouse?
I've actually had a friend. I've not done Turkey. I've had a friend.
No, we're doing grouse now, mate. Oh no, grouse in Turkey. Sorry, carry on.
You'll be there for a good few days.
Days?
You'll be there for a good few days.
Well, that's okay. I like my grouse well aged.
My friend's in Morocco, right?
Yeah.
He even said one of the drivers on the very same firm was there for 13 days because of the problems with one piece of paperwork. Now, the thing is, if you're clearing goods from the UK, going to Turkey or Russia, for instance, you must clear them at Dover. You cannot clear them inland. You can clear your goods inland if they're going to Switzerland or Norway.
Yes.
An inland agent. You can't do it for Turkey or Russia. Now, I'm guessing that's because they have different regulations on customs, which means you must clear them on the border.
Yeah.
And because we're going to be further outside the customs union and what Turkey will be, you have to ask yourself, what kind of border are we really going to have?
A magic one. We're going to have a magic one.
You know, and I think today's farce, which is, I would have rather have watched a North Korean parade of weapons on the TV on a 10-hour loop than 88 lorries and a council bin lorry queue up to drive down to Dover, round the roundabout. They didn't even go into the dock.
No, I know. Briefly, did we know what the bin lorry was doing there? Was it a cheeky chappie who just realised that the lorry wasn't needed, so decided to get some cash by bombing along there? Or was it the council desperately trying to build up numbers? Not that it would be the council's fault. I heard the Ramsgate councillor.
I'm thinking the council council might be a bit strapped for cash. They wanted 400 quid.
400 quid to send a bin lorry down there.